GCSEs. They're so bad. They're terrible. They're awful. They are the worst things. Now, I was a teacher for 10 years, so when I tell you that GCSEs are rubbish, I know what I'm talking about. In 2025, we get young people aged 15 and 16 to sit in a hall, right, in a sports gym, not to do sports, so we don't do that anymore, but to write on the paper for like 2 hours with a pen. Where else, anywhere in the country, is anyone using a pen to write anything for 2 hours? It is rare enough that we might use a pen to write for 5 minutes. It's not just odd because it doesn't prepare you for later life, and surely that's the point of school. It privileges some form of intelligence over other forms of intelligence. Still in English exams, you're expected to remember quotations from books. How does that possibly show how intuitive, how much you can describe and engage with language? What are we doing? Memorize all the quotes. Why are we privileging people with good memories? Education isn't learning the wives of King Henry VIII. Education is learning to understand why he changed wives so much, how that process impacts us today. That's education. Anne Seymour, Anne Boleyn, Jane something. No, that's what. The answer isn't, by the way, coursework. When I was teaching, my lazy students would try and steal essays from the internet and present them to me. But obviously, I know my students. I know that kid can't write like that, right? I know there's a problem, so I pull up Google, I type in the words it says on their line, and then up it comes on the website. The exact essay, found it on the website. And I would say, "Oi, get back here," at the end of a lesson, and they'd redo it. But now we've got AI, they can put in the right prompt, and there's nowhere for me to Google. There's nowhere for me to check what they've done. There are cleverer people than me out there, but I think the AI has killed coursework. We should be engaging, infusing. We should be getting students all hot under the collar about the idea of iambic pentameter. We should be showing how wonderful poetry can be. We should be exploring, we should be dreaming, we should be writing, we should be reading. It should be a festival of ideas. It should be, I'm getting emotional. It's just, it could be so wonderful. But then obviously it's not, because obviously we've got these GCSE exams we've got to study for. Do you know what they have? They have Key Stage 2 SATs. In Year 6, that's 10 and 11 years old, they have exams. Here's another thing. Key Stage 1 SATs. Key Stage 1! If any part of your education should just be about dreaming and observing and feeling and learning why things matter, not just that they matter, but why things matter, what are we doing? It's not preparing people for the modern world. It's not preparing people to lead a life of curiosity. That's always the most important thing for me. Every single child at school in the UK has to have some kind of work experience. Most schools do it in year 10. The whole thing stinks. So first of all, it's the biggest form of nepotism there is available. If your family or someone you know has a lovely high-paid job in a tall skyscraper somewhere where they're smashing it, or someone is a Michelin-starred chef, you and your friends are going to get some good work experience. If you don't have those connections, if the school has to sort you something out scrabbling around, sometimes schools can get in touch with good people. Again, I've taught in schools where people went to work at their local car garage. I've been in schools where people have literally worked in fast food restaurants. And I think that minimum wage jobs aren't that work experiencing. I think work experience should be an aspirational time. But I think doing it in year 10 is a nonsense because everybody has to be in educational training until they're 18 these days. So why not make it when you're 17 rather than when you're 15 and you've chosen a pathway. You've chosen A-levels or B-Techs or T-levels or whatever else is available to you, and then your work experience is really strictly focused on what you might do next, and what you might do at university if that's what you want to do, or what you might want to do as a career. So you can have decent, solid, useful work experience that gives you an idea as to work. And whether you want to work in that way and how you want to work in that way. It should be not in 2 set days in the summer. People should be disappearing off of their work experience whenever the right one is available for them. Because we have to maximize opportunity, not limit opportunity to the people who have lots of opportunities already. We're not helping our young people. It's a valid thing that successive governments have kept in place, but it needs reform, it needs shaking up. How can we have something in our state education that relies upon unequal educational outcomes? Of course, the government are doing some things with education. Free school meals for anyone on universal credit. That's a good thing. Breakfast clubs, so you can drop your kids off, they're going to have some food. The government like to say they want hungry minds, not hungry bellies. But that's the single worst catchphrase I can possibly imagine. Like, really importantly, we do have SEND, special needs education reforms coming. They keep saying they're coming. It's sorely needed, and I look forward to hearing what they are. The fundamentals of the school day, of the journey from nursery to reception to finishing educational training at 18. There's no questioning there. Bridget Phillipson never stands up. There's never an opportunity to really talk about how we're going to sort out work experience, how we're going to be more creative, how we're going to run GCSE exams, but without the bad stuff. These are the questions the government needs to be thinking about. This is the case right now. The Labour government has a huge majority, right? That means every vote, if Labour can persuade all of its MPs, then it will win every vote. And in fact, the point about having a big majority is you can lose 10 MPs and still win the vote. This is the time for change. When you have a nice big majority, this is when change can happen. I haven't seen that they're reviewing it. It just seems there's a lot of settling. This is the way we've always done it. What a terrible excuse for doing anything at all. This is the way we've always done it.